Hey everyone. On January 10th, 2022, Gainsight announced that they have acquired InSided, a software that helps companies set up customer communities online. And with that play, I think that that's a big milestone in the customer success evolution or development as a methodology to businesses, because to me, it seems like doubling down on additional capabilities that all companies need to think about when they set up the customers to be successful, when they think about the customer experience, and certainly enabling that for a larger cohort of their customers. So today I've invited Nick Mehta, CEO of Gainsight, and Robin Van Lieshout, CEO and founder of InSided, to just kind of like shed some light on how this happened, why did this happen, what is their expectation for the future, and the impact on this on how companies set up their online communities, of course, and what does it mean to customer success. So if you have any comments about this recent acquisition or about customer communities in general, what worked for you, what didn't, leave them in the comments below. And with that, we're going to get started. Nick and Robin, thank you so much for joining me today to talk about the recent acquisition.
Thanks, 𝘱𝘱. It's great to see you and very excited about InSided and working with Robin.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us.
Well, first of all, congratulations on the recent move. Must be very exciting for both companies. Maybe you can care to share, how did this whole unfolded, like this strategic move for both your companies actually?
On the Gainsight side, obviously we've been on this mission to help companies really drive better outcomes for their customers and better experiences. And we always thought that the customer success team is part of that strategy in a company, but a customer success team on its own can't do everything you need to do in customer success. And there's so much people have to do. There's so many customers to reach. There's so many personas to reach. And one of the things we over and over heard from our customers was that they wanted to scale. The biggest challenge in customer success is, okay, if I only had one customer, it'd be so easy. But if I have 1,000 or 10,000, and even if I only have 100 customers, if I have 10,000 people in those customers, it's hard to scale to all those personas. And so scale was the thing we hear over and over again. Doing customer success in the product helps with scale. Digital automated journeys helps with scale. But one of the things our customers said over and over again is building a customer community helps with scale. Right? Because you're fundamentally trying to help your customers drive success between each other. And what's interesting is, as you know, 𝘱𝘱, like Gainsight, we've been a community first company from the very beginning. And so we always kind of really felt the vibe of community in the conceptual way. And then, several years ago, we actually implemented InSided because we wanted to build a digital community to kind of complement our offline community with Pulse, right? So we built our Game Changers community online. It's incredibly active. We've gotten thousands of product ideas through it, and people love getting the badges. It's really, really great. So we got to see the InSided software up close and personal. We saw the value proposition of community. We saw how it helped people scale. Finally, a couple other things happened. We started seeing InSided in some of our best clients like Gong and Miro and Bizzabo and these incredibly innovative companies. And we're like, wow, this is really taking off. And then several years ago, Robin was kind enough to introduce himself to me as we were becoming an InSided customer. He actually gave me a giant bottle of champagne that I'll never forget with the sword to savor it. And I just got to see like the culture Robin had built, this incredible company that he built in Amsterdam, and just get to meet his team. And so it's like all of those things came together, and we were very grateful and very lucky to be able to partner and have InSided, join forces with us now just a couple months ago. All right, that's my version. Now, Robin, you can tell your version.
I've been doing InSided for about 10 years already. Initially, our communities were mainly used from a customer support perspective. A lot of companies used our platform to really drive self-service, peer-to-peer support. A few years ago, we decided to make a jump to develop our communities more and more towards like the customer success as next step. You've seen a lot of companies, especially in technology, also moving from support as a first break fix type of mode towards more proactive customer success. And our platform basically evolved with that. Being in this new thing called customer success a few years ago, of course, I tried to connect with Nick and see, if we could work together with Gainsight. We talked about how could a joint vision, work. A lot of the features actually Gainsight had were also on our future roadmap, building out a larger customer hub and a larger customer success platform. In the end, we decided to do this journey together, and there we are.
So is it truly a technology play to just expand more capabilities to customer success teams? Or, Nick, is it also kind of like what you did with Gainsight PX, where it allowed Gainsight to have access to product teams? What's the vision there? If you liked what you've heard so far, that's awesome. More coming in a second here, but in the meantime, I want you to click that like button so that YouTube knows that this is great content and you can start sharing it with others.
The decision on community in companies and who buys the community software, there's different stakeholders, right? So increasingly, the customer success team is the one driving that purchase, the chief customer officer, customer success. So that fits very well with Gainsight's existing customer persona. But in some cases, it could have been bought in a more traditional support deflection use case, right? Which is often very aligned to customer success, or in a marketing advocacy use case, right? Which is obviously a different team. And so I think it's going to be a little closer than PX. In other words, it's a little more directly tied to the people probably watching these YouTube videos, right? The customer success community. But I think it builds a bridge, to many departments, right? To the marketing team because of advocacy, which is such a great opportunity to grow through your customers. And also to the product team, our community at Gainsight. One of our big champions of how we use InSided is actually our product team, because it's an incredible way for our product managers and engineers to get direct customer feedback and interact with customers and then help customers rank what's most important to them. So I think it'll be very much in our core, but build bridges to other stakeholders.
What are some of the things that you're expecting those customer success teams that opt into InSided to have in 3, 4, 5 years as this technology play fully bakes out and matures? What kind of capabilities are going to be opened up now that InSided is part of Gainsight? Are we expecting new things that will emerge as from a technology standpoint?
We started the company as a pure play community software vendor, right? So we had this peer-to-peer community platform with different categories and forums and engagement and all of these things. What we've noticed, over the years is that, we could solve way more problems within an organization with digital engagement and digital customer success. We also saw that a lot of other teams also wanted to use the community to engage with customers. So we decided to build these purpose-built modules like, product ideation, like product updates, like events, like groups, like this in-app experience, which in the end resulted to a broader vision, which we call, our customer hub vision, where we centralize basically all the content and all the engagement, your end users need into one single beautiful platform, right? So it goes way beyond the community. So overall, we want to be a place outside the product where customers go to, where end users go to find everything they need to become successful. And I think that's what our customers are actually asking us. And that's, I think, how we can link with Gainsight, because Gainsight obviously has built an amazing product, for existing customer success teams and customer facing teams. And where we are more a customer facing portal, Gainsight is offering a lot of tools, a lot of capabilities for health scoring, for renewal management, for, CTAs, for timelines and all of these things, and really combining the external and internal world into one single application. I think it's pretty unique in the market.
At the junction, Nick, at the integration, what happens? What is the data flow that we're expecting, and what kind of CTAs can we expect? Or other capabilities? Before we continue, don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel and smash that notification button so that you don't miss out on any new videos.
I think what Robin said is a good way to think about the connection, because in some ways, the way I like to think about it is customer success in companies started out very internal. And what's happened is, people are realizing that you can't do customer success without bringing the customer into the process. We need to bring the customer into customer success. And so how do you do that? Well, one way to do that is create a single interface for them to engage with you, right? Because this is one of the problems. Practically, it's what Robin said, but practically it's so annoying right now for customers. It's like, do I go to the knowledge base or the support site or the community and talk to my CSM and in the product? And it's so incredibly fragmented. In fact, the digital tools have actually made it more fragmented. So it's gotten worse, because there's more and more things to do. So I think that from a customer perspective, that's, I think, the opportunity. But then from a CSM perspective, I see really several things that frankly, we've already had some integration around, and now we can really build it more deeply, right? So I'll just give you 3 examples. One example is what you said, health scores. So all of the digital engagement your customers have is such incredible data for the health of that customer. Are they active in your community or not? What's the sentiment of the posts they're making? Are they reading your knowledge-based article? Are they coming to your events? So all of that stuff, which all can be tracked and InSided and easily fed into Gainsight, into a health score, no brainer, that can then complement your usage score or your customer NPS score or whatever. So that's one thing, is kind of much better data, much better early warning on customers, engagement. Second thing is building really integrated digital journeys. So now I have all the tools in my toolkit. I've got, a CSM, I've got automated digital communications, I've got in-product communications, and I've got community and kind of in general customer hub. So now I can build out a really strong kind of integrated journey. For example, let's pick a simple example. I'm onboarding a new customer. Great. Automated welcome email comes from the CSM. First thing we ask the customer to do is go get involved in the community. We can notice, have they posted something yet or not? If they haven't, we can nurture them through what's called Gainsight Journey Orchestrator to tell them about, new articles that they should check out. The next time they log into the product, PX should show them a message about some new best practice videos that are available on the customer hub. And then if they haven't engaged with any of that, the CSM can reach out. But how awesome is it that we can make it digital first? So we really try a bunch of things before we have to go through all that effort and time of the CSM reaching out. So that's the second thing, is really integrating a digital journey. And then the third thing is actually being able to finally measure what all of us want as a holy grail, which is the ROI of all these activities that we do in customer success, right? So in customer success, we're doing QBRs, we're inviting people to the community, we're updating the knowledge base, we're sending them emails, we're putting in product communications, and we're very fortunate in Gainsight now to be able to track all of that and also know, did that customer renew? Did they expand? What's their NPS score? So with our Impact Analyzer, which is a new AI technology we have under our Horizon AI strategy, we can now then look at all those activities you're taking in your customer journey and figure out, maybe customers in the community that are engaged have 10 points higher net retention. Maybe people that are actually reading your knowledge-based articles have 10 points higher NPS, and be able to actually prove that so you can actually make more investments in the right things in your business.
That's wonderful. I actually was going to quote Robin's press release quote that the next decade will see emergence of new technology stack that is designed to grow net retention rate, which is exactly what you said. And then with this acquisition, essentially, you're going to leverage digital technology to drive all aspects of customer journey. And I think those three examples that you just gave are just perfect to illustrate that point. I know you're scoring customers for engagement in the community and you score accounts in Gainsight. Are you going to do a more comprehensive health score per contact?
Yeah, the next level is scoring a person. And I do think that that's the future of customer success. We talk about human first business, and human first business is realizing it's not a customer, it's a human. So the big picture vision is, I should know that this person was a user of Gainsight at company A, was in the community, then moved to company B and was a user and a community member as well, and then went to company C and gave us some survey feedback. We call that whole vision Person 360, and we've been putting a lot of the pieces in place. It's actually, again, a pretty complex feature. One of the biggest things you have to do then is be able to map all these different people to the same person, all these contacts, right, to the same person. Because, they're even in one account, you might have 3 different versions of a read, but then a read actually could live across 3 or 4 different companies. And so we built some technology that basically does data matching and actually will look at all the different things in each of these contact records in, let's say, in Salesforce. So for example, you might be AZIPS in one account and you might just be a read in another, and it might be a read at CSM practice in a third, and then actually using some AI to kind of figure out and guess these are the same 3 people. I can go into Gainsight, I can look up a read, and I can see everything a read has done across all her different relationships with my company, across the community, across product usage, et cetera, et cetera.
I wasn't even envisioning something like that. Yeah. That's truly very exciting. And I think that that's what excited me to invite both of you, because I actually think that this convergent, this is not just a regular acquisition in my mind. This is almost like a milestone in the customer success evolution, if you can call it like that, on how do we double down on being scalable in our approach to customer success. And that vision you just had, Nick, that you just shared around scoring an individual across their history, that's even like a step further to, customer experience no man land, and bridging customer success into the retail world, the e-commerce, where they actually do B2C, not just B2B. And so that's what's so significant about this merge. If you actually took on all the opportunities that come with it from a technological standpoint as well as the business standpoint. So congratulations to both. Such an exciting strategic move for both your companies and the community at large. I think it's just a very significant event if you think about it from where are we going from here. Guys, if you like this video, give it a like. If you have any tips on how to manage a customer community successfully, anything that worked for you, leave it in the comments below. And I'll see you all at the next video.